kind of rods do I need to have? Do I need to have braid? And I'm going to say, yeah, big rod, big braid, big sinkers, and we're going to go after it. Well, that's the easy part, getting the tackle set up. And then the second part is you know, you find a grass mat, how do you approach it? How do you flip it? What's your thought process behind fishing that particular grass mat? You know, we just got done with the tournament at Lake Okeechobee, the first FLW tournament we had down there this year. And Randall Tharp won that event with 101 pounds. And he should have had, crazy deal, should have had like 130. He should have broke every record in bass fishing that week, but he had some failures. I think he broke 2 rods on the 3rd day and broke his line and dumped a few quality fish. But he had the potential of breaking Paul Lyas's record at Falcon. I mean, that's how good Lake Okeechobee is right now. It's a crazy fishery right now. It's just so many big fish. And but that's what I did. I flipped heavy cover. My father was in that event as well, and we fished. It's the first time he's fished a tournament in about 8 or 9 years. He came out of retirement, and it was awesome to fish. You know, basically against him, but you know, how do you fish against your dad? You know, it was a lot of fun just to compete with him. We fished a lot of the same areas, and it was fun. I tell you, he's. And I want to talk, my second seminar is going to be talking about how to win and how to prepare your mind to win tournaments and how to do well. And perfect example of that, I'll give you a little tidbit. My father's enthusiasm is the whole reason he did well in that tournament. I mean, you would think at 71 years old and hundreds of bass tournaments he's fished, that he would he'd just plug his boat in at night, and go fishing the next day, and just kind of go through the motions. No, he was like a 16-year-old little kid. Every single night, playing with his rods, tying his knots on, testing his knots. He'd literally take his hook and hook it on the cleat of his boat. I mean, I should have videoed this, it was hilarious. He'd hook it on the cleat of his boat, and he'd practice his hook sets. Oh, I got one, I got one. And I'm like, are you serious? Are you really serious? Are you doing this? Are you playing with me? And he's like, no, this is good. Feel this rod, it's really stiff. And, you know, he's getting all of his tackle matched up perfect, you know, the right rod. He's got, you know, he's playing with his rods. He goes through all of his rods and makes sure he has one that's, you know, the right length and the right balance to it. Messing with his line. He's going through different kinds of braid, testing his braid. Oh, I like this braid. I don't like that kind of braid. You know, messing with. We put jig skirts on our weights now a lot, and he's thinning those out to the right strands. You know, what in his mind. But what does that boil down to? That boils down to what's making him confident. You know. He's getting his tackle set up, so he's confident in what he's doing. You know, Tharp probably had something totally different, but Tharp was confident in what he was doing. But Dad was getting all of his tackles set up the way, and he was just like a little kid. He'd call me every day, you know, like, oh, what about this? What about this kind of lure? And what about this kind of little creature bait? And, you know, just it was like it was like somebody just getting into fishing. It was really cool. And I remember, you know, when I started my career, I'd have to call him like that all the time. Hey, Dad, what do you think about this? And what do you think about that technique? And I'd ask advice, and now the table's kind of turned, which is cool. And he's calling me up now and asking me, what should I do? What should I do?